Hello, and welcome to Changing the Game with Seamus and Diana.
Changing the Game is a show in which every episode we are going to be teaching you a new card game that you have likely never heard of before. We're going to try and stay away from gambling games and trick-taking games because they're widely known and very repetitive. There's so many, and I swear they're all the exact same thing. But we're going to be trying to teach you unique games that are different from the things you would normally think a card game can be.
Today, we'll be showing you a game called Skull. This is one of our favorites, and we play it often, so we're excited to teach it to you today.
Today, we are going to be playing with the Invocation playing cards, a lovely little deck. And as I said earlier, we are going to be learning Skull. Skull is a bidding and bluffing game that is a ton of fun for groups small and large. It is so versatile, and conveniently it's very easy to set up as well. All you need to do is deal each person a 4-card hand, in which one of the cards is unique from the others. We usually like to do 3 numbers and an ace, but you're also welcome to do numbers and faces if you have more than 4 players, or maybe base it off of suits. Work with whatever you need. As long as you have 3 numbers, or 3 cards of one type, we call these the flowers, and 1 unique identifiable card that is a skull, as we call it. We have 3 people today, and so we'll just be dealing out 3 of these hands. And then in addition, you will need some kind of token to mark points. In Skull, you only need 2 points to win, which means you don't need very many tokens. Oftentimes we like to use Scrabble tokens for what we're doing, but because we say that you can play these games with only a deck of playing cards, you can also just use extra playing cards as tokens, which we'll be doing today.
Alright, to begin the round, each player will put down 1 card face down. And I will note before we begin that we will be playing with our hands open, but that is only to show you how it is played. Generally, you keep your hand concealed so that none of your opponents know what you're doing. The starter of each round has 2 options. They can either play another card, or they can begin a bid. In this case, I will play 1 more card on top. Clara will do the same, as will Seamus. Now that there are 6 cards on the field, I am going to start a bid. So I'm going to say the number 3, meaning that I believe I can reveal 3 cards, starting with my own, and that none of them will be a skull. The bid then passes on to Clara, who bids 4, and then Seamus, who does not believe that he can bid 5 or higher, and therefore folds. I also don't believe that, so I will fold as well. Clara has won the bid, being the last remaining player, and the only one who hasn't folded. Clara then reveals both of her cards, both of which are flowers. So she has the opportunity to reveal either of Seamus and I's cards to try and get 2 more. She'll start with Seamus, finding 1 more flower, and now has the option to either reveal the last of Seamus's cards or the top of my card. She chooses mine, and she hits a skull. This means that she has failed her bid, which means that she will not get a token, and what will happen is that I will take 1 of her cards at random from her deck. So she'll pick them up, generally they'll be randomized, and I will choose 1 randomly, and that card will be discarded. I cannot see that card, Seamus cannot see that card, only Clara knows what card she has just lost. If, on the other hand, she were to have chosen Seamus's other card, Seamus's second card, and it were to have been a flower, she would have won that bid, and she would have gotten 1 token for being correct, and she would be halfway to winning the game. You then continue that same playthrough with the last person who had the highest bid being called the challenger and starting each new round.
Okay, so we have run through the rules, and now we're going to give you a sort of couple example rounds just to show you kind of the flow of the game and to get you a better picture of how it actually just looks when you're playing. We've all been dealt accordingly and have the same hands as we've said before. It's because we don't have a challenger, you just kind of pick who goes first at random. I'm going to go first, but we all have to start with 1 card face down. Alright, I'm going first. Just to recap, I can either play another card or start a bid. I'm going to put down another card. Diana has the same options, as does Clara. I'm going to start a bid, actually. I'm going to say that I can flip over 3 cards without hitting a skull. Diana, the bid passes to you.
4.
Oh, Diana bid 4. Clara? Okay, Clara folds. 4 is bold. I'm gonna fold 2. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Nicely done. So Diana successfully got her bid, and so she gets the first point. Oh, you took one. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead and take those back. Round starts again. Everyone puts a card face down.
Oopsie.
And because Diana won the bet last time, then Diana gets to go first. I'm gonna say I can do 2. Now that the bid has started, nobody can put down any more cards. Diana folds. Uh-oh. Clara folds. That leaves me. So I have to flip over, I bet 2, right? Okay. Yeah. I hit my own ace. I was bluffing there. I was really hoping that they would bet a little higher, but tough crowd, I guess. So because I hit my own ace, I actually get to choose which card I lose, and I choose this mysterious one, which no one will ever see. Now I only have 3 cards. Alright, we run it back. 1 card face down. I'm the challenger this time because I won the bid. I'll make it interesting. I can do 1.
I can do 3.
Ooh. Clara?
I can do 4.
You can do 4? There's 6 on the table. I'm gonna fold. Diana folds. 2. 3. Oh! I'm impressed. Clara gets a point as well. Clara's our challenger, so now she goes first.
I'm gonna lay down a card.
I'm gonna do an earlier bid this time. I'm gonna say I can do 2. Diana folds.
Fold.
It's not a great sign. I'm gonna go for Clara's. Woo! You've got a very high scoring game this early on.
Yeah, it's true. We're all tied up.
Usually it's a lot harder to get points than this, but I guess we're all scared to put our aces down. Was I challenger?
Yeah.
I am challenger. Alright, so I'm gonna be really aggressive here and say 1. This is a nasty move here.
That is nasty.
We just had a bunch of scores, and so they likely put down their aces, and so they will probably have to hit their own ace in order to bid any higher, and then there's still the risk that they hit my ace too.
2.
Whoa, you already
I
folded.
know,
You already folded, you put it back.
You're right.
2.
2. 3. I'm going 3. Since it is the highest bid, nobody can actually go any higher, and so I just get to go. Whoop. Ah! Was that a... Was... Oh, man. I deserve that. Oh, you don't have to show me that. I mean, it doesn't disadvantage you now, but like if you're down to 2 cards, and we don't know if you still have your ace anymore, generally you don't want to show people.
My thinking there with changing my mind and hoping that I could have bid 2 was I would rather have lost 1 card than lost the game to Seamus.
And in doing so, you just convinced me that you did not put down an ace. That was mean.
All right, give me one of those.
Oh yeah, take your pick. And Make sure you don't look at the card that you take from people. It's surprisingly, like, as soon as you take it, you want to look at it. Don't. You're just supposed to discard it. I'm challenger again. So I'm gonna go... I'm gonna put down another card. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go for... I'll go 1 again.
2.
2. Clara?
3.
Well,
Right,
I mean,
okay.
there's no topping that. Clara now has to flip all of them. Start with your own. Oh.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry.
It's alright, it's alright. Clara hit Diana's ace, so Diana gets to take her card.
Mm-hmm.
Who's challenging? Clara? Alright, Clara, you're going first.
Okay, I'm gonna bet 1.
A lot of early bets in the late game. I'm gonna... What did I put down? I'm gonna fold. I'm half expecting Diana to do the same because that will make Clara show us her card. Oh, but she still has a lot of cards actually.
I'm going with 2.
You're going with 2? Ooh.
I'm folding.
50-50. Assuming that one of them is an ace and one of them isn't. It could be neither, it could be both.
All right, there we go.
Ooh.
And with that, I get my second token, and I win the game.
And Diana wins it all.
Diana wins.
I will note one other win condition that does exist in this game, which we have never actually encountered, is if everyone else loses all their cards.
It's a tough thing to have happen.
So that is how you play Skull.
Yeah. All right, so that was Skull, one of our absolute favorite games. Ultimately, in changing the game, as the name implies, we want to kind of encourage the idea of changing the rules of the game to what you want. Now, for Skull, we have not actually found the need to change anything, but for a lot of games that we play, we like to just make little adjustments to the rules just to fit how we want the game to be. And we want to kind of give people permission, sort of. Like, you're allowed to do that. It's your game. And so if you want a more advanced game, more strategy, feel free to change things up. That's something we really want to push forward and encourage on changing the game.
Next week, we're going to be covering a game called Spite and Malice, which is one of the original games that we've been playing for many years now. It is one of our absolute favorites, and if you want to see an example of how we've changed the game, stick around for next week, or next episode.